Master of Science and Ecocentric Worldview. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. It's 43 minutes, 12 seconds. I just posted it on my Facebook today. Today, which is the 26th, I think, of November, 2023. Yeah, I mean, these are scientists who are having some of the most important conversations of our time and who are trying to catch up to the modernity of the data that's available to them, but science doesn't move fast enough for many reasons. So it's not a paradigm that can solve things for us because of this. That's wrong. So like this guy here, he's going to mention 3 pillars of things we should focus on as a species to and he's not, they don't always make the link properly that we'd have to focus on it as the species that caused this imbalance. So in a way, like, I see them selling their humanity away by not having the right conversations. And again, these are the best. Like, this guy is well known around the world as one of the best Earth system scientists. And, he's getting old. And, he kind of would prefer writing a book that's biographical, so that he could, help prepare the next generation of somebody like him that's also going to be too little too late. But when you hear what his 3 pillars of what to work on and how much it would cost is, you see that they're missing the fundamental component to understanding what the Anthropocene is. And, I mean, Greta is doing it also. I've never seen footage of Greta saying the right things. And the right thing is, the cheapest form of technology to allow for the planet to reestablish a balance that is better not just for our species but all others, but that is entirely our fault as a species, is contraception. I mean, that's simple technology, and some of it is not even, it's just behaviors. It's just contraception related behaviors. You don't need to buy anything at a pharmacy or get it for free somewhere. So why are we not having these conversations? Why do we not fully link, even though we call it the Anthropocene, what's going to happen to our kids and grandkids that, he cares about, but, in a distant way because he'll be dead. And he thinks writing a book to kind of try to prepare somebody like him that will also be one of the best scientists we have, but too many steps backwards, even more than today, than forwards, because they're talking about how the models are so far behind that we might as well stop doing models and just find ways to just record the moment. Listen to this.
It's fascinating. So, I mean, basically, I think this paper is you use the term BFD, defining it as it's a big deal.
No, the big deal is this sudden increase in absorbed solar radiation.
Yeah.
If this is a single event, which is just going to continue now, and if anything, get a little larger.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. If we say, okay, we're going to counteract that by sucking some CO2 out of the air, well, it would cost more than $100 trillion.
100 trillion. Trillion, if we try to suck some carbon out of the air. Enough of it.
Those technologies we haven't demonstrated.
Who will invest in this, by the way? And again, it's...
I still talk about what I call...
It's what I've said before, is if we fully understood as a species that's causing the problem of the Anthropocene, what the Anthropocene will cost us. I wrote about this years ago. It's every country has to accept that they will be going bankrupt. And if they accept this, what are the government's plans to prepare their populations to live a totally different way where, the monetary paradigm, is not something you should try to keep up with or get ahead in. It would be used to go bankrupt to prepare a population of today, not in 100 years. Because things are getting worse every 6-month period that people are starting to realize more and more, this is not in the future, it's now. and it's happening faster than we as individuals and as collectives like governments and nations and republics can adapt to. And it's really related to this. So what is the highest form of mitigation venture relating to the Anthropocene and for caring for life on this planet, including your kids and grandkids? And again, it's what I've been working on. It's relating to this. It's relating to, we're missing the good balance of different types of intelligence. We're missing the life skills to form collaborations and not to turn against each other. We are missing the human thinking tools to be able to grasp systems thinking, such as, what our proto-societies, work with, or the Earth system sciences. And we need to reconnect with reality, which means moving away from magical money and supernatural religions. I've been working on this, but I'm the only one. And of course, I did my part by getting a vasectomy and not having kids. But the thing is, though, is that I'm great with kids. And even though I say I suffer from species alienation, every day you could see how much I love interacting with people, whether they're kids or not, and how much I want to give back in this way. I did the work to develop the right tools to work with kids and adults. Can't work just with kids. Has to be like 3/4 of my work has to be with the adults that interact with the kids. I have these skill sets, no matter how disappointed I am in my own species. So what's wrong with you that you don't work with me, that you don't prepare for not just the future, but act in the reality that you have now?
Three-legged fire fuel flashing, fossil fuel emission, carbon dioxide removal, that includes methane removal, and solar radiation management. Call it the artificial anthropogenic volcano or something. Releasing sulfur in the atmosphere to counteract some of this stuff. I mean, we can easily take sulfur out of shipping fuels, right? There's no controversy about that, but we try to replace what we've taken out by putting some sulfur in the atmosphere, and then the whole world is into a big controversy saying, oh, gee, you can't do that, geoengineering, and so on. Anyway, before I forget, your book, okay? Sophie's Planet. Tell us a little.
I'll let you guys watch the rest of that, but the guy on the left there, so closer to me, he I gotta say, his 3 pillars, they're not a bad thing to do, but it does kind of, when it comes to at what level he grasps the reality of the situation, it does sound infantile and innocent. But also, I'm starting to wonder if scientists that have kids or grandkids can be during this catastrophic time of history called the Anthropocene, is if they can be trusted to have enough objectivity, because they can't almost go there. They can't go to admit that if their granddaughter is like 6 years old and assuming she would live till 76, the next 70 years. Now, of course, these are Earth system scientists, although he says, hey, we've got to work a lot more with China if we're going to succeed at a species level, because we're all interconnected. Stop making them the enemy. We got to work with them. And of course, most of the main scientists around the world of the, most advanced in their fields, they do have colleagues in all sorts of countries like China. So, they have a network. It just has to be politicians have to, okay, you're at a level higher than us, we're going to get out of your way. And just oversight them just to be sure they don't, look through their own data with rose-colored glasses because they've got kids and grandkids, because in a way, that's failing them as well.